I just cut ties with my financial advisor. I need to rebalance from his 20 plus stocks and mutual funds down to the 6 stocks I want. Any wisdom on the best way to do that? So Johnny, I love this question. We get this a lot, but um, first of all, I'm not. Uh, I'm, let me just talk about this. As you know, I don't give financial advice, but I do share what I do, and I want to teach people, how I was successful, how all the strategies I chose by focusing on get key assets, doing a lot of research, getting in early, etc., using leverage, using options to invest, and that is really the key. I think let me zoom out for a second. I think it was Michael Saylor who said at the Bitcoin conference, who was super interesting. He said he's learning from his mistakes, and his mistakes in investing 20 years ago were identifying key stocks but not investing enough. That's mistake number one. And mistake number two is not holding them. So think about that. It's all about what I say, get in early, get in hard. He says, get in early, get in hard, but using a completely different vernacular. So I like that. Now, financial advisors, ask him what he or she personally invests in and how much they have made investing. It might be a little bit of an aggressive question, but that's what I would ask if I had one, and I've never had one. But I've had a million of them sell me. They said, what type of returns can you give me? Years and years ago, and they say, well, maybe 10%, 9%. It's like, no thanks, that's not going to do it for me. But many financial advisors are also scripted in what they sell. They are told to sell things to people. That's why they do what they do. So it's not their fault, but they're not going to tell you what you should do because that's not in their script. Now, if you look at a couple of things when you do invest, it depends on many factors you've got to consider. Check out my investment series, Investment 101. It goes over age, tolerance, financial situation, time frame, goals, how much risk you can take on, how much money you have. Typically, the more money you have, the more risk you can have. But also, the more money you have after a certain level, then you get much more comfortable with lesser returns. You don't have to bet the farm in every single trade. So it's a weird curve over time. But what I would do if I was starting your shoes, my two biggest holdings are Bitcoin, which includes MicroStrategy, and Tesla. The next two are ETH and Google. The relative valuations depends on the day. You can see here I have a mix of Bitcoin and equities. And after that, I've got Amazon, Solana, Nvidia, Square, Luna. They're kind of, those assets make up 99.5% of what I have. Now, so you mentioned 6 assets. Here, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So 9. So pick what you like and what relative sizing you have, and we'll talk more about sizing in a very brief second. But also watch for tax ramifications. Also, if you have an IRA, think about some GBTC at 26% discount, which is what it's at right now, and that will get you. I do believe it's going to convert to a spot. There's just too much pressure on Gary Gensler right now and others. Keep your dancing shoes on. The second I've mentioned that, everything changes all the time, and expect reasonable returns. So, for example, a lot of people who are new to investing, they expect, I want to get 100x or 1000x because they watch other YouTubers. But if you are happy with a 5x like Tesla, easy 5x by 2030, not financial advice, but like I'm into Tesla under $40. It's over 1,040 now. And that was only a few years ago. So, and if you guys don't know the story, I bought a Tesla X. And I was so amazed with the car. Within 2 or 3 days, I bought a whole bunch of call options on Tesla. And that was going way back. So 3.5, 4 years ago. Anyway, that's that. Now let's talk a little bit about investing. And sorry for taking so long on this question, but it's so important that you all get this. You have people who are expert investors, like Kevin O'Leary. You have 2 schools of thought when it comes to investing. And I like the way you say 6 assets, because if you can pick the right ones, that's the right way to go. But this TV entertainer, Kevin O'Leary, who is now a crypto expert, he says, you have to be diversified. I own 32 crypto positions, 32 different crypto positions. The whole point is you don't know who is going to win. I own them all. So that's one school of thought, not the one that I recommend. Second one is Warren Buffett. Why diversification is only required when investors do not understand what they're doing. So yes, find the right assets, get in hard, get in early, and sit tight. It's going to be a fun ride.